What is up, homies? Welcome back to another movie reaction from Heroes Reforged. Tonight we are watching the very first, the original, the one and only Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 in preparation for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I'm actually really excited to revisit these films because it's been, well, I would say Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 is the one I've seen the most. Maybe even out of Phase 2. I've seen it so many times. Maybe it's a Civil War.
And I think it's the most rewatchable, definitely.
I mean, it's super fun.
But is this another case where, like, Adam, you're going to forget every major detail of this movie? So it's like watching it for the first time.
Nah, I've seen this one way more than Ant-Man, that's for damn sure.
Okay.
But if you want to see the uncut watch along, you can check that out at Patreon, patreon.com/heroesreforged. Links are down in the description below. We're doing this for like every major movie release in 2023 and probably next year. So we're gonna have watch alongs for Shazam, for everything that's come out, even Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which came out very late last year, and we're gonna continue doing this for quite a few films. So yes, we're gonna do one for Guardians 2 as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we already have Guardians Holiday Special as an uncut reaction on there. I believe, is that on YouTube, Adam? We put that on YouTube, right? Holiday Special. But the uncut's on there. So after this Guardians marathon, and we also did I Am Groot, that little animated series. So we've got everything Guardians of the Galaxy on our Patreon. We're going to be doing the Marvels later this year. We're going to be doing so many other movies coming out this year. I think the plan is to do Indiana Jones. And I mean, we're living in James Gunn's world, baby. This is it.
This is it.
It's the beginning of it right here.
Absolutely.
You ready?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Man, you got a present there for Peter, don't you?
Composed out of pure light.
Now we know what she's talking about.
No.
Oh my God. This shot, I love this shot. I think, to me, this was the first true deviation from Marvel Comics that Marvel Studios, like the MCU, did. Because I think that the origin of Peter Quill and like the Guardians characters are very similar to their comic book iteration, but this is also like a really different take on some of that stuff.
Yeah. I
love it.
I think it worked out great.
Yep. If the adaptation, if the changes are like something that brings out the core of what the thing is and it's smart and good, do the change. Do it.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't have to be a one-to-one copy.
Did they show the little dog yet? There's a little dog that is James Gunn's dog, who I think has since passed away.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't think so.
Right there.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there you go.
By the way, when directors do that, when they're like, I put my dog in this movie.
It's great.
Awesome. It's great.
Yeah, I do that. I do that for all my movies. If I was
more
a
personal
director.
pets.
Drop it. Hey. Drop it now. Hey, cool, man. No problem. No problem.
I don't know. The wizard from Shazam was in this.
I like him as Korath more than the wizard Shazam.
Yeah.
It's the outfit, man. Ninja Turtle, you better stop poking. What is your name? My name is Peter Quill, okay? Dude, chill out. Move. Why?
This is now reminding me of the What If episode where T'Challa is here, and T'Challa's awesome.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
That's why they call him the Pursuer.
Because he can't stop, won't stop.
You want to see some good 3D? We're watching this movie in 2D.
Yeah.
And I'm going to point out what I remember from the 3D, which is like incredible in this movie. Yep.
This is my first time watching the IMAX enhanced version.
This shot in 3D is so cool.
Fantastic.
Guardians also has stuff that like comes out of the frame, which I think is cool.
The fucking coolest thing, dude. I love it.
Put a bounty on him. 40K. But I want him back alive. You have always been soft on him. You're the only one I'm being soft on. As soon as we get him back here, I'm gonna kill him myself.
No, he won't.
Who else out there wants that orb?
It's really great rewatching this again, knowing the relationship between him and Yondu, and knowing that like he is soft on him. And already in this first scene, James Gunn is telling us he actually loves Peter and he's being soft on him. The rest of his men know that he's being soft on him.
Lee Pace looking thick.
Because I do.
Damn, boy.
Damn, boy.
For taking the life of my father.
Lee Pace is such a great actor.
Oh yeah, James Gunn's for sure gonna put him in a DC movie.
Maybe, yeah, he'd be great.
You can't do this. Our government signed a peace treaty.
He's like, I like the Hobbit movies, and he's great in them.
Oh, yeah.
Just the most fancy elf.
Yeah.
You'll be facing our father without his prize.
I'm a daughter of Thanos, just like you.
But I know Xandar.
What a voice.
Have I ever?
I remember when those shots of Thanos came in, and everybody was like, "Guys, Thanos, come look!"
Yeah.
Just-
Yep.
From the first Avengers? Yeah.
No. In this movie,
No,
when
when
the
we
shot
were
came
working
in.
on this movie.
See,
yeah.
I left that industry right after I touched a little bit of Thor the Dark World, and I was like, nope, I'm out.
I'm good.
Yep.
I'm gonna go do something else.
Walk by yourself, you little gargoyle. Mr. Smiles over here. Where's your wife, old man? What a class A prevert.
Prevert.
Mr. Quill. Broker. The orb.
Christopher Fairbanks, great actor.
Who's Ronan?
A Kree fanatic, outraged by the peace treaty.
On whose bad side I'd rather not be on. What about my bad side? Farewell, Mr. Quill. But it's not something I would ever say about myself.
That was easy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it ain't so easy.
He
Peter's
got caught
got a
up
couple
real
of
quick.
tricks up his sleeve.
He was like cute
Yeah,
and green.
but this
I'm
is
into
Gamora.
it.
Come on, man.
Gamora is
Oh, we
Latina.
did-
So
Didn't you see the
is,
video though?
Valkyrie.
She's in costume and she's like
Oh, as
eating
Gamora?
something. Yeah, as
It's so
Gamora, and
great.
she's like
I
speaking
love it.
Spanish. She's like, yeah, Gamora speaks Spanish, and I'm like, perfect.
And she's left-handed,
Perfect.
so she's the love of my life automatically.
Aye.
Also, right here, you know what I'm going to say, Adam?
She can get it.
Oh, of course. No, that's not what I was going to say.
Oh, what? Regrow this.
For the record, she can get it. Marie can get it. We're about to meet Glenn Close. She can get it.
This shot in 3D was cool too. When he like extends the
yeah.
gun.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say Gamora just chopped off Groot's arm. Every movie in Phase 2 has a character losing an arm.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if it was on purpose or if it was accidental, but it
No, I
ended up
think
being
it
an
was on
homage to the
purpose.
Empire Strikes Back. And it
Yeah.
ended up being an Empire Strikes Back thing. Even in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think they had like Phil Coulson lose a hand in season 2 or something.
It isn't Star Print. But hey, that's not my problem. I ain't gonna be here long.
Dude, Rocket's the best, dude.
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper does an amazing job with his voice.
I don't think people appreciate Rocket's VFX enough.
It's
like,
so good.
He just looks good throughout.
Yeah.
Just crazy good. Maybe
That
not
is
the
so
wet fur
sad.
stuff, but yeah.
I mean, even
the-
so, considering the age of it, like it's still great.
Yeah. Yeah. Considering
They
how
started
old it
working
is.
on this
Yeah.
movie 10 years ago already.
Yep.
That character and the Groot character, the smaller and larger than a normal human, they're so seamless in their environments.
Yeah,
People
absolutely.
forget that they're fully CG
That they're
characters.
CG. Yeah.
Well.
There's
Great
our
introduction.
boy.
Dave Bautista. He can get it. This is also his like star making
Totally.
role. Like
Ronan murdered my wife, Oved, and my daughter, Camaria. He killed my family. I shall kill one of his in return.
I think we mentioned this when we saw the holiday special, but I would be fine if Drax never had a relationship with anybody else in the movies, but I would also be okay if he and Mantis fell in love because they love each other. They have such a great chemistry. Like they're friends. And I would be okay if he did turn to her and go, you know what? I don't think you're horrific anymore. I don't think you're disgusting. You're beautiful. I love you.
We'll find out in a month.
This is a symbol for you slicing his throat. You've heard of this. You've seen this, right? You know what that is.
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
No.
I like your knife. I'm keeping it.
My favorite knife.
My friend Rocket here has escaped 22 prisons.
Oh, we're getting out.
If you free us, I'll lead you to the buyer directly and I'll split the profit between the three of us.
I'm Groot.
4 of us. Asleep for the danger, awake for the money, as per frickin' usual.
That's some real Chewbacca energy.
That's so funny.
Your sources say that she meant to betray us the whole time. Now I got turn. I reveal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't even make it. Oh, no, wait. Avengers was before this. What am I talking about?
Yes.
I only ask that you take this matter seriously.
Oh, shit.
Your politics bore me. Your demeanor is that of a pouty
This looks
child.
great.
And apparently, you alienated my favorite daughter, Gamora.
But he changed a lot for Infinity
Oh, yeah.
War.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, even
interesting.
just the eye color, it's like toned down
His
drastically.
skin tone,
Yeah.
his face structure, everything has changed.
And I will bathe the starways in your blood.
And they minimize some of the alien
The ridges.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
But it's
I
like
see
a
Infinity
V1.
War
It's
and I'm
good.
like, yeah, I look at Infinity War and I go, they just made him look like a big bald Joss Whedon. Like Thanos looks like a weirdly
Josh Brolin?
proportioned human guy. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Joss
Josh
Whedon,
Brolin
like,
looks-
the director of the Avengers, that piece of shit guy, that guy.
need a few things.
When you see when I see Thanos in some shots and they really like tone down the purpleness of his skin and he's more like kind of human-y flesh tone with the lighting or whatever, that's what it reminds me of.
He looks more like a Joe Rogan to me.
Ugh. No, MODOK is Joe Rogan.
Yeah, that's true.
So you definitely want to get that last. God.
Or we could just get it first and improvise.
I'll get the armband.
Oh, man.
Leg.
Jesus, there's so much IMAX in this movie. What the hell?
Yeah.
We're making, like, Groot's a pretty, like, static character in terms of he doesn't emote that much. And Rocket kind of is too, but the trick for Rocket, I realize, is like when you animate him doing very human things, like he gets up and his face fur is all smushed, or he goes like this, it helps sell that he's real.
Yeah, absolutely.
The animal's in control. Fire on my command.
This is awesome.
The
Just
glee,
the pure joy.
the joy, the delight, I would even call it.
Nope.
Tricky little beast.
Hell yeah, dude.
This shot is iconic. Oh, yeah.
So good.
I love it. Oh, it's so cool.
I think this is
You
the
need
scene
my
that like
what?
made this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, if by this point you're not into this, I don't know what
Yeah,
to tell you. This is good.
you're
It's good enough for Al
sorry.
Pacino. It's good enough for the rest of us, okay?
I feel like this movie gets better with age. Like, the more I'm watching it, the more I'm enjoying it. This is crazy good.
Oh, I was just kidding about the leg. I just need these two things. What? No, I thought it'd be funny. Was it funny? No, wait, what did he look like hopping around?
I had to transfer 30,000 units.
It's fantastic. James Gunn is just so good at like writing these characters to feel so different and
Yeah.
translating to the actors what he's looking for because they nail
Yeah.
it.
On my command. 2, 1.
So satisfying. Dude, this whole sequence is the most satisfying prison break. And the score. Tyler Bates wrote the score before they filmed the movie. So they would listen to pieces of his composed,
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
composition for the actors to get into the mood. So this sort of theme right here, he wrote before.
That's really impressive.
It's great. I also believe that one Disneyland Imagineer saw this movie and was like, well, we're looking for a theme to update Tower of Terror. This is it. Like this brand is strong enough to do its own, to have its own theme park ride because this stuff in 3D is awesome.
Yeah, there it is. Get my ship. It's the Milano, the orange and blue one over in the corner.
They crumpled my pants up into a ball. That's rude. They folded yours.
That's fucking funny.
hilarious.
That's so
Yeah, it
funny.
Not leaving without the orb.
So good. Get out of here. Look at Behold.
Behold.
great use of the word behold. You don't get really great uses of the word behold.
Behold.
The high-end community is... The high-end community is... It's a tight-knit group. I cannot possibly betray the confidentiality of my buyers.
A little.
The Mexican delegation
claims
Yandu Udanta as a honorary Mexican because he can.
Hundreds of years ago, the Tavan group sent workers in to mine the organic
Tavan
matter
group.
of the skull.
So right there, they just said
Brain tissue, spinal fluid.
Tavan is potentially hundreds of years old. The collector. He is an elder of the universe, just like the Grandmaster.
Why would you risk your life for this?
My mother gave it to me. You listen to it, or you can dance.
I do not dance.
There's a legend about people like you. It's called Footloose.
Footloose.
Hero.
A great hero named Kevin Bacon teaches an entire city full of people with sticks up their butts that dancing, wow.
Who put the sticks up their butt? That is cruel.
That is cruel. You know, in this movie especially, I think Zoe Saldana has the most difficult job of the actors playing these characters. Like, Dave Bautista has a tough job too, and he sells it, but she has to be deadly and, like,
vulnerable,
emotionally stunted and vulnerable. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because she's very clearly going through some kind of a life-changing, like, unbrainwashing moment.
I am not some story-eyed waif here to succumb to your pelvic sorcery.
Pelvic sorcery.
That's how I get the niggas too.
That's such a good term. That's such a good term. Pelvic sorcery.
So funny.
She said in an interview, like, she has like nephews that are into Marvel characters, and that they asked her like who this, before she filmed the movie, like who this character is, and she was kind of describing Gamora, and then they said she's an assassin. She's like badass.
Isn't Howard the Duck in this shot or one of these shots?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's in the sequence. Yeah.
In the background.
Yeah.
Hey,
there's
Cosmo.
Yep.
He's like up directly above us.
Oh, yeah,
Right there.
Yeah.
The collector.
Shout out to Benicio, who like goes for it in this.
Oh, he goes for it.
Like,
He's like, what movie am I in? I got this.
He's insane.
He owns this.
Have you seen Fear and
in
Loathing?
the,
I got this.
Let us see what you brought.
Should bring him back. I want to see him and Goldblum in a scene together as brothers.
That would be
That
great.
would be incredible because they're in the painting at Disneyland together, playing chess or whatever.
Yeah.
They're cousins?
They're brothers.
Brothers.
Maybe cousins. I don't know. They're family.
Before creation itself,
Mantis is a
there
Kotati,
were 6 singularities.
but not in the movies.
Exploded into existence, and the remnants of these systems.
God damn, this movie was important as hell.
Concentrate
I know.
ingots.
I remember every time they would do like a sizzle reel of what the Infinity Saga
This was
is,
always
they
in
use
there.
this. Yeah.
These carriers can use the stone to mow down entire civilizations like wheat in a field.
There's a little pea coming out of me right now.
And that was a celestial, which we then later see in the Eternals. Dude, we know so much more than what this than we did when this movie first came out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful. Beyond compare.
We're all very fascinated.
I forgot about that.
He imitated him.
Fascinated.
I wonder if that was a Sean Gunn, the actor who played Rocket on sets, choice, or if that was in the script, or if that was like a Bradley
know.
Cooper, or if that was after when they're doing post that they had him do that. Oh, you see those slugs back there? Those are the slugs from Slither.
That looks
Girl, you
painful.
done messed up.
Yeah.
The collector should have known. When you oppress the people, they rise up in a fiery anger.
Man, that place gets messed up.
This is also really great in 3D. It's so fun.
I gotta go.
I am getting out of here now.
What
are you so happy for?
The stone is in the furthest pod.
Bring it down!
I remember working on some of the Drax sequences before Marvel got the makeup pass done on them. And his suit is very wrinkly, like very, very wrinkly. And so they had to go in and basically like digitally iron out a lot of wrinkles that were popping up as he was moving.
In his sort of skin tight or makeup that's attached to him. Yeah.
Even though it's like a skin tight suit he's wearing, it wrinkled a lot where you could tell it was fabric over him. And so they went in and like ironed it out. It's really well done.
This shot.
Yeah, such a great shot.
Is the best.
Man, I forget how much I love Rocket.
Nebula, please.
If Ronan gets this stone, he'll kill us all.
Not all. We will already be dead.
They got issues, man.
Yeah, they got big issues.
Quill, come on. Her body mod should keep her alive a couple more minutes, but there's nothing we can do for her.
Damn it. He already loves her.
It's beautiful.
Don't be ridiculous.
I'm so thankful like high grade space photography has shown us how colorful the universe is.
Yeah.
Because like old retro movies set in space, they're just black with the little pinholes of stars and they're like deep space and it's so boring.
I like these shots because they were actually shot underwater.
Oh, cool.
That's why his face looks like a little bit extra puffy.
Yeah.
Because he's actually holding his breath and like being suspended in water is crazy.
And James Gunn took some crap for like people would die in space and James Gunn had to be like, actually, you can survive in certain conditions a little bit for
about 5 minutes.
And Peter Quill is not human fully. He is
exactly
right.
Half celestial himself, half Georgian,
which we didn't know at all here.
Yes,
so
correct.
I get some of the gripes, but come on, guys, let the story play out.
Quill just got himself captured. None of this ever would have happened if you didn't try to single-handedly take on a freaking army.
You're right. I was a fool.
Dude, Drax is the best too.
You can kind of see the wrinkles a little bit on his left shoulder. Kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boo, boo, my wife and child.
Fucking Rocket,
Real
man.
talk. Real talk.
Jesus.
Real talk.
This guy's just putting up walls
It is
too.
me.
Everybody's got dead people.
But Rocket's right. Everybody's got dead people.
Dead along the way.
Just love Groot's reaction.
Hector, if you ever reacted like that to me being honest with you, we would get in a fist fight. We would punch each other right in the face.
Real hard.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's kind of insane that he can wield it.
Yeah. Given that only Celestials should be able to hold it, now that we know more of like what a Celestial is.
I will unfurl 1,000 years of Kree justice on Xandar and burn it to its core. And Thanos, I'm coming for you.
Damn.
He ain't making it to Infinity War.
She knows everything there is to know about Ronan. His ships, his army. Me and you taking down Mark side by side like the old days.
And now Peter's appealing to the father-son relationship.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Yondu want to do it. Not about the money.
You don't get to ask questions after the nonsense you pulled on Nova.
I just saved Quill.
We already established that you destroying the ship that I'm on is not safe.
When did we establish?
Like 3 seconds ago.
I was thinking of something else.
Right.
12%. 12%?
It's real.
It's real. Totally fake. That is the most real, authentic. You're taking their side?
I am Groot.
So what? It's better than 11%.
This whole sequence is incredible.
Thank you, Groot.
So good.
Thank you. Groot's the only one of you who has a clue.
Jesus Christ.
I, for one, am not going to stand by and watch as Ronan wipes out billions of innocent lives.
Stopping Ronan, it's impossible. You're asking us to die.
Yeah, I guess I am.
It's one of the best Marvel movies ever, you guys. It's so good.
Yeah,
Holds
this
up
movie's
so
just
well.
solid through and through, man.
5 stars. It's my number 6 favorite MCU thing. It's so good.
You are an honorable man, Quill. I will fight beside you. And in the end, see my wife and daughter again.
Dude, I forgot about that line. Oh, shit.
Oh, my
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Won't there be hundreds of Sakaran soldiers inside?
I think of Sakaran as paper people.
I swear.
Oh my God.
Device is to contain it. If you touch it,
I think in this first movie, he genuinely feels like he's so he doesn't understand the puns. Like it feels like he really genuinely has no clue what they're saying.
Yeah.
I think he gets kind of like, starts to adapt a little bit.
The CG dollars it took to get him to adjust his crotch. That's what you should be doing with CG characters.
100% a dick.
Do you believe him?
Well, I don't know that I believe anyone's 100% a dick, ma'am.
I mean, do you believe that he's here to
Such a good line.
Yeah.
You gotta love that grounded John C. Reilly.
Those Nova Corps helmets are so fucking dope that we really need to see Richard Rider now. Like we just really need to see him
and Sam
wearing
Alexander.
that helmet.
Now, I was just thinking, like, enough time has passed since the year 2014 where the Nova Corps gets decimated after this sequence.
Right.
That by then they could have already recruited Richard Rider and Sam Alexander's father as human Nova Corps members.
Yep.
And then 10 years later, 12 years later, you know, Sam's dad goes missing, and then Sam Alexander, who's going to be a 15-year-old, has to go and get up in space. I agree, man. I'm surprised we haven't, but I'm sure we've heard rumors that they're working on a Nova something, whether it's a movie or a show or something. So I think we'll see it.
Down, Quill! No more
Which now they could obviously do, but
yeah, I think at this point though, like the green screen had been such a staple in the industry, and it had been around for so long that they could make it look really well.
Yeah,
I think some of the issues that we have nowadays with the green screen looking a little funky is because there's so many combinations and different techniques and things that they're doing nowadays that it's still kind of fresh, but it'll eventually get to this point again.
They also do a good job with like whatever interactive lighting they're using. It's so ridiculous. My God.
Yes!
Kevin Bacon.
Oh, that's adorable.
That was
like
genuinely like happy from her right there.
form a blockade. The Dark Aster must not reach
Just the assistant next to her.
Yeah. It's frantically typing something on her tablet.
That actress is a
iPad.
A friend of James Gunn's, probably.
Lady. She's a friend of James Gunn's, and she was also in the Suicide Squad. She plays a Latina woman who comes running in to let like the president know that they're there or something, and then they all get killed.
Yeah.
I forget what the scene is, but
this is also really cool.
Very cool. Great visual.
Yeah.
I wonder if Groot's going to do this again. It would be a good callback.
It would be a good callback.
The flight deck is 300 meters this way.
And I'm also thinking, too, their costume is so cool in this film, and they're just like Ravagers. But the new one, they're they have their own uniform, which is great.
Yeah.
They have the more comic looking.
This dump tree, he is my friend. And this green whore, she...
Oh, you must stop!
Yeah.
I didn't realize you called her a whore. Oh my God.
Yeah, glad he got called out.
Holy shit. And this green whore. I'm like, whoa.
Stupid.
Oh my God. I can't believe they let him keep that in.
But then character development.
Talks to my friends like that.
He goes to bat for her.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
This is so sick.
This is a great sequence.
have nonsense rabbit.
What?
This is like OP. This arrow, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have Kraglin is gonna do some arrow shit in the new movie. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the new wielder of that arrow.
Yeah.
I like how you can see the skellies when you get electrocuted. That's so cartoony and great.
That's crazy.
You know, something else I'd like to see be revisited because it happened off screen. In this movie, Xandar is saved.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of Infinity War, Thanos is like, "Oh, I wiped out Xandar. I got the power stone."
We'll take care of the people down here.
Can't believe I'm taking orders from a hamster.
Stupid. Damn. I feel like it's very possible that we could see Vin Diesel play a different character.
Yeah, it's possible.
Oh, damn. But I don't think Bradley Cooper will play anything else in the MCU.
Yeah. I worked on that shot right there.
Puny God.
You can just hear the laddie in Groot's voice.
Family.
Hold on, Saul. Just
R.I.P. Denarian Saul.
Oof.
Later, Saul.
All this trouble, the plan going up perfectly.
Oh boy.
Dang.
I was mistaken. I do remember.
Ooh. Mother.
Oh my God.
Hells yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what that's why they call him Rocket.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this is a really great sequence too.
No, Groot. You can't. You'll die. Why are you doing this?
Why?
We are Groot.
Family. They're powerful.
You're guardians of the galaxy. What fruit?
Oh, Ronan named them. That's right.
And his father shall finally know vengeance.
He looks over at Drax. Distract him. Looking over at Gamora. Cannot let him touch that stick.
Child, things will get brighter. Listen to these words.
Like
the ridiculous criticism of this moment is to me has become
how do
a
you miss the
barometer
point
of
of this movie?
Of like, oh, you don't have like good media
literacy
because it's such a clear example of excellent character work. People go, I can't believe a Marvel character defeated the bad guy with it by dancing at him. It's like, no, he doesn't. He distracted him.
Yeah.
And the way he actually defeated him was through the power of friendship. Okay?
And love.
Right here.
I loved it too, how the conversation obviously of like, well, this Infinity Stone can't be that powerful if Peter Quill can wield it. And it's like, no, we're not there yet.
You don't know who Peter Quill is.
Not there yet.
Yeah. Watch the whole story and then it'll make sense.
Baby steps.
Have some patience. It's not all there yet.
And I love this shot too. This is so cool. Yeah. Let's go. now knowing that like even Rocket was like genetically engineered by the High Evolutionary. What does that mean? What kind of abilities does he have? But dude, ooh.
Eesh. Crazy. Awesome. It's crazy.
I may be as pretty as an angel, but I sure as hell ain't one. Hand it over, son.
Woobly woobly boo.
Do not open that orb. You know that, right? You've seen what it does to people.
Jesus.
Yeah, Rocket's my favorite in this movie.
Rocket has so many emotions and he hides them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. His angry little raccoon face, but he's the softest of all of them.
I'm not Terran.
You're half Terran. Your mother was of Earth.
Oh, they tell you in this movie.
He's something very ancient we've never seen here before.
That could be why you were able to hold a stone for as long as you did.
Your friends have arrived.
It's all seed planting and
Yeah.
We'd like to express our profound
Yeah, it's really well done.
for your help in saving Xandar. If you will follow Denarian Day, he has something to show you.
Thank you, no problem.
This little salute they do on the.
Your wife and child shall rest well, knowing that you have avenged them.
Yes. Of course, Ronan was only a puppet.
I'm gonna kill Thanos' ass.
Really, Thanos I need to kill.
I think this was a great. Seed planting, but it's an example of like, the plans changed for the MCU.
Yeah.
You know, I
you still got a shot
like
at Thanos, but it wasn't fully, kind of
what. Thank you. Yeah, like I feel like Drax's satisfactory role in the MCU, they should have just made it so that it was revenge on Ronan, because Thanos was going to be involved with other characters and Drax didn't get to. Where in the comic books, it was Drax versus Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are the light of my life, my precious son, my little Star-Lord. Love, Mom.
This is great. Rewatching this movie, you guys, I'm very excited about Volume 3 now. Like, I'm ready.
Yeah, me too.
Let's go.
It's time.
Oh, he never opened it to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also a great the thing about this volume, Awesome X Volume 2, is that it's his mom talking to him from beyond the grave and being like, I'm going to die, but I put this playlist together. That's so special. I put this playlist together for you. Glenn Close, this didn't do shit. Thanos still got it.
Thanos still showed up and blew the shit apart.
End of movie.
God damn. What a special movie. That movie is just. Whew.
It's great.
It's
wow, they put this at the beginning of the credits.
So good. Yeah.
Because they were because Marvel was that confident in this movie, and they were like, we got big plans for these guys.
In this franchise and these characters, it's insane.
Yeah, and I think even when they were making Infinity War and Endgame, like I don't think it was until that very first trailer that people really knew that the Guardians were going to be in it. Because I remember they did a video when they started shooting, and it had Star-Lord show up.
Yeah,
and I know a lot of people saw it, but when the trailer came out, it seemed like a lot of people were surprised the Guardians were in it. So maybe not everyone who was a Marvel fan had seen that.
Yeah, because my mom and folks like that are not aware of like set pictures. Like they just started shooting.
Right.
So the Infinity War came out and you went, oh, Guardians and the Avengers?
Yeah.
Sweet. That's enough for me. Meanwhile, us nerds were like, where are the Defenders? Where's Daredevil? No.
Yeah, exactly.
Not yet.
Getting him now. Getting him now.
Where's Charlie Cox been the whole time, guys? We saw him on Netflix. What's going on here?
Speaking of, there's some great unconfirmed rumors, if they're true, which are these kind of rumors that like, duh, it's a no-brainer. It makes sense. But it's exciting to just see anybody try to do any reporting on it. But apparently Moon Knight and Daredevil are going to be big parts of Kang Dynasty and Namor, which is really exciting. Namor.
Yeah.
And apparently Kang is going to be the central villain in Moon Knight season 2 because they're going to do like ancient Egypt stuff. And I think he's going to be Ramatut in that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And getting like Egyptian artifacts or something that Moon Knight has or can do can essentially be a threat to Kang and somehow factor into like defeating Kang. So that's cool as hell. We're going to see Charlie Cox, full Daredevil suit, probably red, not yellow.
Yeah.
Standing next to Oscar Isaac Moon Knight, standing next to She-Hulk, standing next to
Jonathan Majors.
Namor. Dude, yeah.
Yeah, because Namor is one of those characters like Hulk where you can't have a movie because the solo picture rights are with Universal.
Right. So they're going to put him in some Avengers, baby.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
This movie still holds up incredibly well.
Yeah.
I think the humor still works really well. The visual effects hold up really, really well. I think for some of these actors, especially for someone like Dave Bautista, who kind of came into this from a totally different profession, still performative profession, but it's a little different when you're coming in and you're like playing a character. It does an incredible job as Drax and just like landing the humor. And I think, again, it's a testament to the writing from Nicole Perlman and James Gunn. And then as the director being able to sort of like really translate to the actors what you're looking for emotionally, and those actors coming in and just like nailing it every scene.
Is this going to be your new number one? Is it going to dethrone? Because I'm looking at your MCU ranking right now on Letterboxd. You got Wakanda Forever number one. Is Wakanda Forever staying, or is this going to dethrone it?
No,
you got
this dethrones it. I can tell you right off the bat, this dethrones it because this movie just makes you feel really good. Like, Wakanda Forever has a special place in MCU history because of everything that surrounds that movie. And Namor, of course, is an amazing character, but the fact that this cast was so stacked, everybody does such an amazing job. The direction is crazy good. James Gunn coming out the gate hot with this movie of these underdog characters who come through and basically sweep the MCU. These guys change the MCU going forward. Like this franchise, this movie changed everything going forward. I don't want to say it's more important than Wakanda Forever, but I enjoyed this movie more than Wakanda Forever. So I have to put this one above Wakanda Forever.
I mean, and I think it's okay even if it is more important, but it's important for totally different reasons, I feel like, because it does a lot of establishing of, like, this movie explains to you what the Infinity Stones are. It explains to you so much about the cosmic universe of the MCU. So it's different. You know, I think like Wakanda Forever, yes, it introduces us to Namor and the people of Talocan, but it also like deals with something very tragic that crosses over into our actual real life. So I think it handles that part incredibly well. But I think this movie does a great job of just setting up so many different, very important pieces to what ends up becoming the whole build up and the whole reason why the Infinity Saga even exists.
Yeah. I agree. I think what you're describing is what's funny too is in my MCU ranking, I have Guardians at number 6, Wakanda Forever at number 7. They're right there. They're right there.
Yeah. I mean, they deserve to be there, right?
And it's like you guys are saying, Wakanda Forever comes in and has to react to all of these things that have happened, not just in their fictional world, but in our world and the loss of Chadwick Boseman. Guardians of the Galaxy is a completely different thing in that it's setting the stage in such a great way. So they are important and significant in so many different ways. My ranking is, I have Guardians at number 6. My 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is 5, Civil War, 4, the first Black Panther, 3, Infinity War, 2, Spider-Man No Way Home, 1, Endgame. And those are all these huge, massive, behemoth, those are the movies that are kind of billed as the most important in a lot of ways. And the Spider-Man movie that I adore, that has Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in it. And Civil War is the introduction to Spider-Man and Black Panther, and it's Iron Man versus Cap. And then Guardians coming in at number 6, amidst all of that, is like, it's just a testament to how great this movie is. That it can take 100%. Marvel characters that I really liked before going into this movie, and now I love these characters. I have loved Spider-Man since I was a child, and No Way Home just basically reflects that love back to me. It's not like showing me new things. I loved Black Panther, and I've loved the Avengers characters, and I love the Civil War concepts. All of those adventures kind of reflect that love back to me. But Guardians is just like, it's so special.
It's just pure fun. It's like the most MCU thing in the MCU, really, because it just takes these characters who we don't really know about. Yeah, it's just it's really great, and it's a very special movie. It's aged perfectly well. I feel like I love the characters more than initially the first time I saw it, because now I know so much more about them.
I know
that it's nice to come back and like see where they started from and see, you know, like their arcs. Oh, those credits.
This is great too.
What do you let it lick you like that for? Gross.
They changed Howard's look too later, thankfully. Like he looks weird right there. It's kind of weird.
He looks very weird.
I didn't notice this before, but as the credits are rolling, there's a part where it says no real raccoons or trees were harmed during the making of this film.
Oh, nice.
So funny.
Nice. Yeah.
So funny.
Oh man. Yeah,
what an enjoyable watch, you guys.
It is.
Yeah.
I currently have Guardians ranked 17th.
Get on
my dude, my man, my man. What are you doing?
But I'm trying to see like where it would rank, because I still there's a part of me that still thinks that I might like the original Iron Man more than this movie, but also
Okay.
you know, that's the thing that I think is so fun about doing these rewatches and going in and trying to like recalculate how I feel about all these movies, because as just my experience of watching Iron Man so many times, I would say, oh, I love Iron Man maybe just a smidge more than Guardians 1, but I definitely know that this movie's going to move up, because I'm like, oh, this movie is super, super good and just a really solid film.
Listen, your top 16, like I adore each one of those pieces. I'm looking at your list now, Adam, because this is what I love, Letterboxd. But I'm like, bro, no shade to Sam Raimi, I would put this above Multiverse of Madness. And no shade to the team behind Ms. Marvel, I would put this above Ms. Marvel. And no shade to Joe Johnston, I'd put this above the first Cap. But I love all of, you know, I would put this even above Thor Ragnarok. But that's up to you, Adam. You do you, baby. You do you. So this is the journey we're going on. We're figuring out how we feel, you know? So
I just moved it to 13th.
Okay.
So it's in between Iron Man and Thor Ragnarok.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. Let me refresh. Let me see this pay. Oh, there it is. Okay. I can't fault you for that. I cannot fault you.
But it's going to be interesting. And that's and because now that we're talking about it, I'm like, but I liked it more than Wakanda Forever. So does that mean that Wakanda Forever is too high in my ranking?
Potentially.
It might.
I don't know.
Potentially.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. It could be.
I also really like these projects, and I know how special it is to you. But in your list, you have The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Werewolf by Night pretty high up in the list, bro. I would be like, I'd be putting Guardians over both of those, but I also would put Guardians over the first Avengers and the first Iron Man. And right now you have Avengers 1 and Iron Man 1 over Guardians, which I also get too. Those are like monumental, you know, it's just, it all comes down to
in this rewatch, I think it'll slowly creep up. I think this movie is going to be a slow creeper for you, Adam, as we start watching more stuff.
And I mean, I think that's what I like about doing the rewatch is like this list. I think especially like the bottom tier stuff. I think that stuff some of it could change depending on our rewatches. And I think some of the top tier stuff. I do think that my top 3, maybe my top 5 will mostly stay similar, but it is possible that something like Loki could go lower, or Falcon and Winter Soldier could go lower. Even Wakanda Forever, I'm like, I think I might put it like right behind Guardians of the Galaxy now.
You know what I think it is too, is that it's tough because all those projects you're mentioning, they're also like post-COVID, and there is some issue of how the global pandemic has been affecting how they make these movies and TV shows or whatever. Also, the rate at which Marvel Studios has been spreading themselves thin to make all of these things. It's awesome on the one hand, but it's also on the other hand, like it feels as though their first few phases of stuff, they could kind of, even phase 1 and 2, I feel like, maybe I'm misremembering, had some conversations about the visual effects, for example, that were a little nicer versus even some projects in phase 3 when they started putting out like 3 movies a year. People would be like, we can kind of see some of the seams, you know, some of these visual effects. As
because 2014 was what? It was just the Winter Soldier and just Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's it. I mean, and if you count whatever Disney was doing on the TV side, but that's a separate thing. That's not Marvel Studios. The year after, they did Avengers and then the first Ant-Man. And we just rewatched the first Ant-Man, and it has solid visual effects. But you could also tell how they pivoted and maybe put more effort into some Age of Ultron stuff, because that was their big show. But anyway, the point being, you know, I agree with you, Adam, is to rewatch all of this stuff. Wakanda Forever, you feel the emotions and you feel that impact when you're watching the movie and when that movie came out and what that story is. But something like Guardians of the Galaxy has more of this, like, more of an iconic, more of a longer lasting kind of feel to it. And I think that's some of the stuff that's higher ranked in my list. I also feel like they're looking to have more of those moments versus some of the more recent Phase 4 stuff, certainly because of the pandemic, but also just because of what these stories are doing. Feel like they're more kind of in the moment. Like, it's like, okay, we're going to introduce Ms. Marvel. We're going to, we're going to in the moment have 6 episodes of Loki and introduce some stuff, but not really get into the stuff because we know we're going to do more stuff with this later. Moon Knight, same thing, and
that's super true because
Thunder,
I mean
Eternals,
that's how a lot of these rankings for Phase 4 ended up. It was a lot of like, we watched it and then immediately I ranked it. But as we're going through and, you get to relive the story of the first Guardians, you're like, oh, you're really like living in this world. You're really digesting it. Yep. For a 2-hour movie, it almost feels longer than a 6-hour show in a lot of ways because of just how deep it gets with some of the characters. Like there's great moments.
Is so well done.
Yeah. And there's some great moments in some of those episodes, but maybe as a whole, you're like, it could have been a 2-hour movie, probably.
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
So that I think is the exciting part about this journey of like living with this stuff and reliving it.
Yeah. I would still really like to get to, because we did filmed reactions for all of the MCU Phase 4 TV stuff, but we only did Wakanda Forever because they put it on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I would love to get to rewatch some of the Phase 4 movies. I think some of that stuff is, like, I want to readjust my own ranking too, but I think some of that stuff is, I'm just looking at your list, Adam. I'm like, I think I liked Eternals way more than most people. And I feel like that one deserves a revisit, but it has its own things that make it either connected or disconnected to the larger thing. I also think Shang-Chi is pretty effing great. And you got that one. Yeah, you got that one like pretty up there. I think like Shang-Chi is like a fun time.
Aside from Spider-Man, it might have been like my favorite Phase 4 movie.
Yeah.
Really
well,
solid.
you got Multiverse of Madness, baby. You had a blasty blast with that one.
I did.
You got that one.
I think on the rewatch, I've been watching some analysis of just the martial arts in Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
and it's incredible. Like the martial arts choreography on the rewatch, I'm like, oh my god, they did some real legit kung fu and martial arts and just everything they did. And I only rewatched it because I was watching this video about martial arts team is on the Netflix adaptation of the new Avatar on Netflix.
Oh, very cool.
Right?
Very cool. The
and
live
so
action.
That team that did Shang-Chi is gonna take over that. And they were showing the clips of everything they did in Shang-Chi. And I'm just like, oh my God, like it's legitimately really, really good martial arts. And so I need to on that rewatch, I'm definitely going to be paying attention to a lot of different things. And it's just interesting to go back with different knowledge watching these movies, which is why I think, Adam, this movie might creep up slowly on your list, because the more you watch things, the more you might, be rethinking or observing different things. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. There's also a part of me that like, I'm not going to do it, but I kind of like the way that you're doing it, where you just have a fresh list. Because then you start to overthink it when you have 35 titles and you're just like, oh, you're being too meticulous. Whereas when it's fresh, you're just like, nope, it goes here, that goes there, that goes there. And I feel like it's easier.
It's very instant. It's
exactly.
Just like there.
That's why I kind of like my rankings where I broke it down by phase, because Phase 2, I have Winter Soldier, and then I have Guardians, and then I have Ant-Man. And I'm like, yep, I totally agree with that ranking as of right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might, if we watch Winter Soldier again, it might change, and Winter Soldier could end up being second, but I'm pretty confident that I'm pretty happy with that ranking. Okay. So it's easier to rank it when there's 5 projects as opposed to 30, where you're just kind of like all over the place trying to figure out like, well, it's like minutia at that point. You're just trying to figure out where it goes.
Yeah. And then sometimes you can't really think of your favorite moments or things that you really enjoyed, because there's so many other things you're thinking about as well. Yes. So it makes a list a little bit harder to make, because there's a lot of movie and there's a lot of things to think about when you're making these lists.
Agreed.
But
all right, my
it's all love, baby. It's all fun.
Yeah.
It's all fun. That was great.
Love. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I can't wait to revisit. Can't wait to revisit Volume 2, and then eventually we'll get through the rest of the MCU. Even though it's a little weird because we're going out of order, but I think it's nice to do it in some ways, because you're not always trying to like think about like the previous movie. It's just kind of like, well, how do I feel just about this one movie that I experienced? And this was a lot of fun, so I can't can't wait.
I think this is actually a really cool way of doing it because we're following character arcs rather than like a massive Infinity Saga. We're really breaking down how these characters are evolving because we know where they go. Like we know the ultimate end of the story in the Infinity, like with the Infinity War and Endgame, right? But watching these characters change, I think is going to be probably the best thing we could do for really evaluating the MCU.
Yeah.
We focused on Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne. We've now focused on like Peter Quill, Gamora, and all these characters. And after Guardians 3 comes out, they were going to pivot and be like, what's going on with Carol Danvers? And we're going to refocus on her going into the Marvels, which I think is great. So I'm super excited about it.
I agree.
We're just the best. We have the best ideas. We're the smartest.
We're the best breakdowns. best breakdowns. We're the smartest. Follow us.
Of course, let us know your thoughts on your revisit of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, or if this happens to be your first time watching it, which is very possible, because think about the age of some of the people who how old they were when this came out. They might now be a lot older. So let us know all your thoughts in the comments below. Check out the Uncuts on Patreon, and we'll see you guys for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Bye.
Bye.